Hey guys, welcome back to Rainbowing, and welcome to my first ever top 5 least favorite Disney bounds of 2022. If you're a little confused or haven't seen my videos, or you're new, reason why you are getting this video and the video on the 23rd, which is going to be my favorite top 5 Disney bounds of 2022, instead of just normal Disney bounds. I said it in the last couple videos, I said this was going to happen. The short version is I wanted to take a little break on making Disney bounds, and I wanted to test the waters and get something else new, so it's not the same old thing. Disney bounds will come back January 6th of 2023, and it will be the first video / Disney bound of the new year. It's Sprig Planturn from Amphibian, so there's that. Along with the list, when I come to certain characters, I will talk about what I was thinking about and what I was even feeling about, and what was going on even in that scenario behind the scenes, or even a fun fact of what was happening during that time of recording and editing it, and even when it got posted and stuff like that. So let's jump in with number 5.
Number 5.
Now, number 5, which is Kuzco or Couscous. Now, this Disney bound I don't think is completely terrible. That's why it's number 5. The reason why this is at number 5, even though I do think the coloration and the execution was fine and great on it, it was that collar shirt that I wore underneath, because that collar shirt had longer sleeves than the red shirt on top that I was wearing, and I had to roll them and pin them back underneath the red sleeves so they wouldn't show. I think I even said it in the video what I had to do with those sleeves, because it took me some aggravation and a little bit to pin them up, making it look good. I just remember very much it being a pain, and other than that, it wasn't a totally bad Disney bound. Wasn't really a totally good Disney bound, but you get my point. Let's move on to number 4.
Number 4.
Now, number 4, oh goodness, is the Spider-Man Disney bound that I did. The reason why this is number 4 is, to me, it looked off and weird, and especially with the layering that I did in that video. Pants, in my opinion, they were fine. I think I was wearing maybe red socks that day, for all I know. But it was mainly the top area for me, because I had that long sleeve blue shirt and that short red shirt on over it, and it just felt weird, and I also kind of felt a little awkward in a way, because there were still parts of it with the Spider-Man that I chose where the blue was supposed to be shining through, and the red just completely covered the whole blue shirt. I should have probably lifted up a tiny bit in that way, but I just did it, and looking back and remembering how I felt about that video, I thought that I looked completely stupid, and I even felt a little bit stupid when I was doing the thumbnail, because I was trying to make sure I wasn't flipping off the camera by accident. So that was fun, trying to figure that out. But again, it was the layering for me. It just looked weird, and it looked wrong, and it wasn't goodly done in a way. So that's why Spider-Man is number 4. Now it's time for number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 is literally the last Disney bound of this year, which was Honest John, Fellow, the Fox, whatever his name is from Pinocchio. Oh goodness, this character. I was really trying to make this Disney bound good, because I knew this was going to be the last Disney bound, and it really, while I was editing this, and even when I was looking at myself in the mirror, I felt like an idiot. If memory serves me, I literally said in the video that I know I'm wearing a skirt and a long sleeve shirt and a jacket, and I know I look like an idiot, and I said I didn't care. I partly lied, I kind of cared. I just looked so stupid and dumb, because I was wearing this skirt and I was wearing a long sleeve shirt and a jacket over it, and I felt really stupid, and I felt really dumb. And the colors, in my opinion, were a good enough match, but there was also problems with the coloration within the film, and also even the live action film, where I was trying to figure out the color of his hat, whether it was green or silver or anything like this. I knew it had a silver band. I literally said I knew it had a silver band, but I just didn't know if it was gray or green or what. So all in all, with that Disney bound, even while I was filming it, while I was editing it, I just wasn't fully satisfied. And I know this is no excuse. I just really didn't have time to refilm it, edit it before it was was supposed to come out. So I just decided I was just going to post the video and be done with it and get mad at myself later on it and be partly mad at myself that it was a partly bad Disney Bound. Moving on, let's go to number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is very similar to Spider-Man, whether it was because of the way it was executed or in the same movie franchise, which is Iron Man. This one really sucked, and I was really wanting it to be great, especially because it was the first Disney Bound of the new year, and I really was hoping that it would do great and it would look great. But looking back, and I even remember when editing it, that I looked terrible, that this is terrible, this is horrible, and there was nothing really I could do about it. It just sucks knowing that I was really excited because it was the first Disney Bound of the new year. I wanted to make it great, and also that yellow shirt that I was wearing over the red, I had just got that summer before, and I was really excited, and I haven't gotten to use it yet in a Disney Bound, and I was really excited to finally use a yellow piece of clothing in a Disney Bound. Similar to Spider-Man, layering was all off. It covered up the parts where it really didn't need to be covered up, and the yellow shirt overtook it, like how the red shirt overtook Spider-Man, and that one just really sucked. But there is a number 1 worser than that one. But before I get into that one, I like to make some honorable mentions. I only have 2 of them, so I'm going to get real quick with them. The honorable mentions. This first one I actually enjoyed putting together, and I actually had enjoyed filming it. It was only when I was starting to edit I saw the problems, which was Grumpy. In the weekend before I filmed Grumpy, I had used my camera for a event. I had used certain settings in that event, and I did not fix them or realize that I had not fixed them before filming. And that's what made Grumpy in one other video, the incredible sorting video, made it look so terrible and so out of contrast with the lighting. I tried my hardest with my editing software to fix it, and there wasn't much sadly I could do. I couldn't really refilm either video because I was really short on time, and again, I know that's not a excuse, but it just really sucked because that was a character that I was very excited. Speaking of the Incredibles video, fun fact, both Grumpy and the Incredibles Camp Half-Blood video were filmed on the same day. And the other honorable mention that I would like to talk about is the other John from November, our second to last Disney Bound, the other John Smith from Pocahontas. In my mind, John Smith was executed fairly well, and I actually had liked it when I was editing it. I liked how I had pushed the sleeves up, and I had liked how I rolled up the shirt to show more of the white shirt and stuff like that. The reason why John is on the honorable mentions, even though I enjoyed editing it and even filming it, was because it was a giant headache to figure out the color of the clothes, what clothes I'm gonna wear for this and use, and everything else. Because from what I remember John Smith like you see in the video with that blue shirt, white long sleeve shirt, blue pants, and black boots. In the movie, the coloration of the animation is completely different. The chest plate that he wears is more silverish, almost light bluish, and instead of white for the long sleeve shirt underneath, it was more of a light bluish. I think the boots were even brown for some reason, or they were almost blackish, grayish, charcoal color, and I didn't understand that because John Smith from Pocahontas, his movie outfit and how they use him for merchandise, dolls, or the people who do dress up as him for meet and greets at Disney, they're completely different coloration. So I just went with the one that I had remembered, which was the one from the merchandise. So that was the honorable mentions. Let's jump into my least favorite Disney Bound of 2023.
Number 1.
Number 1. My least favorite Disney Bound of 2023, the one that gave me the most headache, probably heartache, and that I hated doing, which was Mad Hatter. So, like I just said, this video was probably the hardest for me to figure out and do. It gave me such a headache trying to figure out the colors of his outfit. Because similar to John Smith, even similar to Honest John, the movie and merchandise were 2 different colors. And from what I remembered was 2 different colors. Even the movie didn't know fully what color outfit he wore, and even some of the merchandise. So Disney was all over the place when it comes to coloration of him. Because in the film you see him in these like almost like gray, greenish tones. And there's even, I think, a shot with him in yellow for some reason, which is the one I actually used for the thumbnail, funny enough. But with the merchandise, and from what I remembered, he wore like dark green, which, like with John Smith, is how I did it and how I presented it. I did not enjoy filming it. I did not enjoy editing it. I didn't enjoy most of it. I felt like an idiot halfway through filming it, assuming it was only because, again, of the skirt, and I had this long overshirt on. So behind the scenes, there was actually one piece of clothing that I was very excited that I found. It's actually this piece of clothing right here. It's the long sleeve overshirt that I was talking about a few minutes ago. This wasn't planned, I swear. It was just laying on my bed because I was planning on wearing it later today when going out. I was super excited when I found that shirt at a very reasonable price, and I was excited that it was going to get to be used in the Disney bound and everything else. But sadly, the Disney bound it was used in was terrible. Was my least favorite, and I'm not shocked nor surprised of how it turned out, how it went with you wise. And yeah, this turned really depressing really quickly, guys. Of me just being super sad. This is the reason why you're getting the least favorite one, because I didn't want to be sad right before Christmas Eve. I didn't want everyone, including myself, when I rewatched the video, to be sad before the holidays, because we don't need any negativity with the holidays, and there's already enough in the world. Anyways, guys, that was my list. Tell me in the comments below, what was your least favorite Disney bound this year, or if you agree with me in any shape or form on this list, or even give your own lists in the comments below. If you haven't already, and if you want to, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, you can give it a thumbs down, I don't care. If you don't want to do anything, that's fine too. Anyways, last video right there, subscribe right beneath me, and also playlist of all the Disney bounds from 2022. And I'll see you guys here in 2 weeks for my top 5 favorite Disney bounds of this year. And I'll see you guys next time here on my vlog. Bye bye.